Hello, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Today, I wanted to do something a little different. As you can see, I have in front of me the ban list for the Battle Spirits TCG in Japan. For this video, I thought it would be fun if we just went through some of these banned cards to see what broken cards they decided to print, and maybe that'll give us an idea for the kind of cards that we could expect from Battle Spirits Saga. Or maybe in this case, the kind of cards we shouldn't expect. Anyway, I thought this would be fun, so let's get into it. So I notice on this list there are also revival cards, which are basically old cards reprinted with updated effects. So one of those cards is Storm Draw. On your main phase, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards from your hand. So it's Graceful Charity. Also, on Flash Step, target spirit gets plus 3000 BP until end of turn. And if the Soul Core was used to pay the cost, additionally, all your spirits / ultimates with King Taurus in the name gets plus 10,000 BP until the end of this turn. So it is either Graceful Charity or it's a neat battle trap. And it costs 2. 1 if you play green. Yeah, I can see why this was banned. The Victory Stand of the Glory. I like that name. So it's a blue Nexus, costs 4 with 3 blue reduction symbols. At both levels, on your main step, when you are paying the cost for deploying Nexus, you can discard a card from your deck top for each cost to be paid instead. Okay, so this basically makes all of your Nexuses free. Excellent. And then at level 2, when your Nexus is deployed, put a core from the void to your reserve. Oh, okay, so not only does this make all of your Nexus free, they will also ramp you. Yeah, this seems really good. The Chronos Supreme Deity Shin Chronos. That is a mouthful. So it's a blue spirit, 8 cost. It has the double symbol, so it deals 2 damage instead of 1 when it goes face. And it has 4 blue reduction symbols. Oh wow, it's really powerful. So it's at level 1, it's at 10,000, level 2, 15,000, level 3, 24,000. At all levels when it attacks, once per turn, destroy an opposing cost 8 or less spirit. Seems good. Then return up to 6 Chronos family cards from the trash to your deck bottom, and for every 3 cards returned, increase your counters by +1. Counters is a thing that they have that we're not going to have in Saga, at least on release. At level 2 and 3, Chronos count break 3 and 6 when it attacks by -3 or -6 counters, so send 3 or 6 cores from your counter area to the void. Okay, so if you have 3 or 6 counters, you can send that many counters from that area to the void. Okay, so when 3 cores are sent, return 3 cards from the opposing trash to the opposing deck top. When 6 cores are sent, next turn doesn't occur for... Wait. When 6 cores are sent, next turn doesn't occur for the opponent. This counter -6 can only be used once per game. Okay, so it skips your opponent's turn. Yeah, I can see why that was banned. The Snake Emperor Dragon Garmashard. This is such a cool looking spirit. Really love this design. So it's an 8 cost spirit, double symbol, double purple symbol with 4 purple reduction symbols. By discarding this card from your hand in your start step, during this turn, when you draw with a purple only primal family spirit effect, only for once, the amount of cards you draw can be increased by +2. Okay, so if a primal purple spirit would have you draw cards, you draw an extra 2. That seems good. At all levels, when it attacks, this spirit can't be blocked and can't be exhausted by opposing effects. Yeah, that seems good. And then at least level 2, count break 4 when this attacks by minusing 4 counters, so sending 4 cores from your counter area. Send up to 8 cores from the opposing field, reserve, trash to the void. Can only be used once per game. And if any of those cores are coming from spirits, those spirits will just go away. This seems so good. So not only can you not block, and it seems like you can't really stop this by regular means, it will also just clear the entire board. Yeah, seems good. Invisible Cloak. If you've been watching my videos for the past month, you already know what this card does. But it also has a revival version. On Flash Step or your main phase, one of your spirits cannot be blocked this turn. If the Soul Core was used to pay the cost, additionally, all your spirits / ultimates with Odin in the name gain 1 extra white symbol. So you can make an Odin spirit unblockable and deal an extra damage. Yeah, this card is so good. Here's a red magic card. It is 3 cost with 2 red reduction symbols. At Flash Step, send every core from your trash to a spirit with Awaken you control. This effect cannot be used in the main step. So if you have like 5 cores in your trash area, you can just put all of those on your spirit so that you can use those cores. Yeah, that seems good to me. Here's a yellow spirit. Shout out to you, Cosmic. 7 cost with 5 yellow reduction symbols. When summoned, draw a card from your deck and return a card from the trash to your hand. So you go +2 when this is summoned. Yeah, that seems good already. And then at level 2, when it blocks, destroy a battling opposing refreshed spirit. So basically, it destroys the spirit that it is blocking. Yeah, that seems good. So basically, if you can find a way to just bounce this back to your hand and keep re-summoning this, you'll go +2 every time. I think I can see why this was banned. So here's a white X-Rare Spirit, the Dark Stones Machine Beast Deity Fenrig. That is a mouthful. Costs 6, has 3 reduction symbols. It has the Soul Burst. After the opposing hand increases due to the opposing effect, Soul Burst. Summon this spirit without paying the cost. So if the opponent like draws a card outside of the draw phase, you can just summon this for free. Yep, seems good. Then if your opponent increased their hand by 2 at once, or they have 6 or more cards in hand, target 4 cards in their hand, removed zone, or field, and return every card other than those to the deck bottom in any order. Okay, wait. So if they have a bunch of cards in hand, when you summon this for free, then you can just bounce a bunch of cards to their deck. Yeah, that seems good. And then if at level 2, Dark Esoterica Heaven. Alright. When this attacks, when your field and removed zone are white cards only and 4 or more. So if they're all white cards and you have at least 4, you can return an opposing spirit or an opposing nexus to the hand, and when you've done so, refresh this spirit. I just noticed that that effect is not a hard once per turn. So could you theoretically just keep attacking with this? I mean, that first effect of bouncing a bunch of cards to the deck seems good on its own. On top of the fact that you get to summon this for free, it also has an effect where it can just theoretically keep refreshing itself. I like this card. Yeah, this is why I like white. Yashium, a 4-cost with 2 red reduction symbols. So it has an effect called Excel, which costs 3. Return a red spirit card from your trash to your hand, and after this effect resolves, put this card face up on your removed zone. So basically you can banish this to get a red spirit from your trash back to your hand. Okay. When summoned, return a spirit or brave from your trash to your hand. That doesn't seem that powerful, but I'm assuming there was a way to keep re-summoning this to just get a bunch of cards back into your hand. I'm guessing that was why this was banned? I'm actually not sure. Because this seems tame compared to the other cards that we looked at. I just looked up the Excel keyword. If I understand this correctly, you can use its Excel effect from your hand. So in the case of Yashium, you would pay 3. Well, actually, you would pay 2 because it has a red reduction symbol in the Excel cost. So you would pay 2, you would banish this and get a red spirit from your trash to your hand. So you go even. And then you can actually just summon this from the removed zone. And when it's summoned, you get another card back from the trash to your hand. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand this. So basically you go +1 from using its Excel effect and then summoning it. Okay, I think I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm still misunderstanding it. Let me know down in the comments if I'm still understanding this incorrectly. But I think that's how that works. Here's a yellow spell, 5 cost, 3 reduction symbols. For the main step, both players discard their hand, then both players draw 4 cards from their decks. That seems good. And on flash timing during this turn, give a spirit 3k BP. Okay. It seems a little situational, but basically, theoretically, you could plus a lot off of this card by just discarding your opponent's hand down to a smaller hand size, while also bringing your hand size back up. It's basically a better version of card destruction. So, yeah, that seems really strong. Here we have a green spirit with a burst effect, so it costs 7 with 2 reduction symbols, so it's still pretty expensive with the reduction. Okay, but with the burst, after your life is decreased, if your life is 3 or less, summon this spirit card. Is that for free, or do you still have to pay the cost? Okay, I checked the Q&A and that summon is free. So if you take damage and you're at 3 or less, summon this for free. Okay, seems good. And then flash timing, violent high speed. On either attack step, when there are 5 or more cores in your trash, by putting all cores from your trash to your field/reserve in any way you like, summon this spirit from your hand without paying the cost. Wait a second. Hold on. So not only... Wait. If you have 5 or more cores in your trash, you can summon this for free and get core back, which you can use immediately. Or just make your spirit stronger. What the heck? That seems so good. Another yellow spirit, the Helldog Cerberus. I'm probably butchering that name. That is not a very scary looking thing, but I think that's kind of Yellow's thing. You know, all of their spirits are cute looking. So it's 4 cost, 2 reduction, so it costs 2 really. During the battle phase, this spirit cannot attack or block. Okay, but that's only at levels 1 and 2, so if it's at 3, then that effect does not apply. At level 2 or 3, on your start step, move target spirit your opponent controls with a cost of 6 to your field. So if they have a 6 cost spirit, you take control of it. Okay, seems good. You gain control of that spirit until end of turn. Cores cannot be moved from that spirit or put on that spirit until end of turn. At end of turn, if you still control that spirit, return it to your opponent's field exhausted. Huh. That honestly doesn't seem all that powerful, because it's specifically a 6 cost spirit. It's not 6 or less. That honestly doesn't seem all that powerful to me compared to the other stuff that we've seen so far. I don't know. But then again, can you interact with the spirit that you take in some way? I mean, besides moving cores around. That's probably why this was banned. It's an interesting card, though. Inferno Eyes. Really cool artwork on that, by the way. The purple cards have really cool artworks, I'm noticing. So it's a 5 cost magic. It has 5 reduction symbols, so you can play this for free, theoretically. On your main phase, each player moves a total of 4 cores from their spirit/nexus to the void. This effect cannot be used unless you control a spirit with 2 or more gems. Okay. And then Flash Step, or main phase. Target spirit with 2 or more gems gets 5,000 BP until end of turn. So... I mean, it costs 0, yeah, but... is it really that powerful to be banned? I guess, theoretically, you could just have the one spirit with the double symbols, and then if it just has like 1 or 2 cores, you would plus off of core economy with this card. Interesting, I guess. Wigbind. It is an 8 cost yellow magic with 3 reduction symbols. During flash timing, during this turn, all opposing spirits with printed effects cannot attack or block, and the opponent cannot use any cards from their hand besides yellow cards. This seems so annoying. So you could just play a bunch of vanilla spirits, play this, and all of your opponent's spirits cannot block, and you could just go face for the win. And they won't be able to respond to you unless they're playing yellow themselves. Yeah, that seems fair. The Magic Control Tower. I always love the art on these Nexuses. They're so cool. So it costs 3, has 2 reduction symbols, so it costs 1. At both levels, when your Nexuses are destroyed, by sending a core from your field or reserve to the trash, one of the destroyed Nexus returns to the field in the same condition. Okay, so this protects all of your Nexus as long as you have the cores to send. Alright? And then at level 2, when the opponent uses a magic effect, you can negate that effect. Then return this Nexus to the deck bottom. That's interesting. Is there a way to, like, get this back easier? Cause that last effect seems powerful. I like it. The Rouse Dragon Emperor Reversal Dragon. It is an 8 cost spirit with 4 reduction symbols. So at all levels, when this attacks, you can destroy an opposing spirit with a BP equal or inferior to this spirit's. Also, if you have at least 3 red-only cards in your trash, you can send 1 opposing life to the void for each 2 counters you have. Max of 4. Oh wow, they really showed restraint with that. This life decreasal effect can only be used once per game. Okay. Am I understanding this right? This can just deal 4 damage to your opponent immediately? And actually, I'm noticing it's not actually damage, it's just sending the life to the void. It doesn't even go to the reserve. That's funny. And then at level 2 or 3, when this attacks, for each counter you have, this spirit gains an extra red symbol. Okay, max of 3. So this is the ultimate game-winning card, from my understanding. So not only can this deal a bunch of damage if it connects a hit, it can also just deal a bunch of damage while it's attacking, as long as you have the counters in your area. And on top of that, it destroys an opposing spirit. Yeah, that seems really broken. And for the last one, Nature Forces. It's a 3-cost magic with 2 reduction symbols, so it costs 1 really. Flash Step, send every core from your trash to a spirit you control. This effect cannot be used during your main step. So it's a battle trap, but it also just gives you core to use. Yeah, that seems good. And I'll end it here for this video. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to react to some more of these cards that are on this ban list. I find all of this stuff really interesting, so I'd be more than happy to. If you liked this video, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, laters!